How can we choose true life in a way that we feel like we're in full alignment, that we are ready and dialed in to be in our highest creative space? Every time that we step forward, that we feel like we're not hiding. How do we live life like that? I know that when I am off on my days and I'm not feeling it, I'm not feeling the love in my heart, the way that I want to feel, which is being inspired so that I can help myself be inspired, but also help others. And how can I lean in? And I think about this every morning when I'm with nature, out there under the stars, watching the sunrise come up, touch my flowers and my trees, talk to my animals that are on the Fresh Inspiration Ranch around here. How can I step in deeper? Today, we're going to be talking about alignment and the Rhonda Lou Moxy Show. Alignment goes in with the whole theme of what this is about: living a life that's bold, tenacious, loving, exciting. That's why we call it the Rhonda Lou Moxy Show, because it's about getting moxie. So, what do you think about this? About finding inspiration every day so that you feel inspired, so that you can inspire others and inspire every single day that you live here on earth. And you get to do all these things that you do every day, but you get to do it at a higher vibration. People can feel you. You can make changes by walking into a store because you're feeling it. It's not that you are the only special person. It means you chose to be in alignment for that day, and that you get to bring that frequency up and meet people at the same frequency that's so easy and in alignment with you. This weekend, I was in Pismo Beach we're visiting our daughter, and I just love seeing her college lifestyle, working out, working, school, spending tons of hours studying, and just in full inspiration with hanging out with friends, like really having fun. Now, I never experienced the college experience, but what I get to see with her is something new through my eyes about this young woman that's inspired. And right now, she's laying the foundation for what she's going to be rolling out when she's right here and now every day, to getting done with college, to whatever the future is for her. So, let me share a story about this weekend and how, when we are in alignment, that we bring in the right people. We don't question it because it just feels right. And every day brings you gems. The more in alignment you are, the more gems, the more things you get that are just right here and now. I call it the low hanging fruit. And sometimes we forget to grab the low hanging fruit because we can't even see it. We can't see all those people that, truly are inspired by us, that want to work with us, that want to have conversation, that we get to support them and get inspired. Oh, life is so wonderful. So this weekend, we are in Pismo Beach. My family, they love to sunbathe. So they're out there just hanging out, relaxing. That's great. I go along the water, I'm playing in the water, I'm walking around, I'm taking pictures of these rocks. These rocks have like a gray on them and the water swishing on them. And there's like a leopard look on some of them. One I found like a cobalt blue through it and a little dot on it. So I was being inspired. So now I walk next to this other person, and she's picking them up and holding them. And I had a great conversation with her, and she's just enjoying her moment, just hanging out. So I just keep walking and walking and walking. I get to the end, and then I just take a moment. I literally stand with my feet in the water, looking out at the water. In front of me is a whole ecosystem of stuff with rocks that are connected together, little big old underwater sea plants. And then there's like a reef where there is water that's, like the waves coming through, but it really doesn't affect the ecosystem where I'm standing. So I'm standing there and I'm just looking out. And I take a breath in. I go, wow. Here, I look over there. I see something different. Wow, I wouldn't have noticed how beautiful the sky is today. wow, my feet feel great. And all of a sudden, I get more present. So I turn myself back around and I start walking. And I meet up this woman. I don't even know she's mid 70s. I'm thinking she's probably 60. So we just started talking about the rocks. And I think because she was carrying a pail, we got in a light conversation, but it just felt right. And we started talking about, this healing journey, taking care of ourselves, all these, things that are crazy like us, maybe like you too, adventuring into how can you be better in your health and wellness? How can you be in a more alignment with your mindset? And so she's talking to me about her daughter, and we're talking about rocks, and we're talking about all that stuff. But we sat there, well, we stood, and we just leaned in and had this deep conversation. I have a feeling she's going to be a new friend moving forward. Incredible woman. I took a picture of her. She looks so young. Oh, so beautiful, inspiring me. Mid 70s, I'm in my mid 50s, almost done with menopause. And I'm like, that's exactly what I'm going to be looking like. Yes, she had darker skin, but I could interchangeably see myself in her. Like, I am so inspired by her. So this is what I think. When you get in alignment, it's difficult because it's not just a stroke in action of what you need to do. So I'm going to go in with some inspirational angles, give you some strategies and some tools, and make sure that you have your journal, a pen, so that you can get in deep with yourself. Get in deep. We want our week to be excellent. Monday is the first day of the week for most of us. And when we start looking at if we can plan it here and now, what our week is first, right now we're implementing what do we want our vibe to be for the week? And we start looking at that. So make sure that you are doing your journaling, anything you have insights on, because if you're inspired, you may forget how inspired you were if you don't document it. I love this book. It's U Squared, and it's one of my favorite books when it comes to quantum leaps. A lot of quantum visions, really stepping out there further and further in what you can do when you take a step back, take a deep breath. And the more inspired you are, the easier it is for you it looks like you are in alignment, like you're going to go straight with your to-do list. I'm going to get this, and this done. But then you realize that your alignment really is more of over here. Here, where do I need to go? Right here. I need to grab this. Okay, I'm going to go straight. Oh, look at that. We're going here. And then by the end of your day, most likely you'll get your to-do list done, or it skewed you into an area that brings you up to a higher frequency, better results, quantum leaps, because you didn't just stay to your linear. Today, we are talking about alignment, but alignment is going to look different than what the Google definition is. Okay, so I always look up the definition of stuff when I'm talking about it. And just so you know, I am pulling alignment from my healing pillar. And if you want this breakout of freedom, safety, and healing, you'll see that there are 5 steps to get to your healing spot. Healing is about health and wellness, allowing your body to reset itself. So we have been doing Rhonda Lou Moxy shows going all the way through. Right now, we are on alignment. And if you see each one of the shows, it gives you tools to be able to figure out how to get better in alignment. So if you look at what Google says, alignment is an adjustment to align, arrangement in a straight line. That's just so uninspiring, boring. But then it says, what's the true meaning of alignment? Coming right out of Google here. A state of harmony or agreement where different elements or parts function together effectively and in a coordinated manner. I can go with that because if you look in a coordinated manner, there's parts different parts and elements of a function. So if you bring it down into alignment, which is what it's going to tether on, then everything that you do today, you can realign, align, but you have the vibe to remind yourself that don't let your mind take off and take you into different places, but allow yourself to adventure and think of what your base is here this week. Alignment. So if you are going in that route, it's like, I want to grow. So I can't just do a to-do list and hope that I stay in alignment, but I need to get creative. So I pulled a page from this book, and U squared, again, always is very inspirational, but it says, choose a different set of risks. Now, why this works is when you look at what you want to get done, if you get bold and challenge yourself in a way of, I'm going to stay in my path, don't look anywhere because that's going to mess me up. How am I going to do this so that I can stay in alignment? It's like, take a step back, take a breather in so you can get grounded, get into Mother Earth, open up your spine where a lot of your nerve endings are. And then it says, choose a different set of risks. Now, when I would read stuff like that, I'd be like, what does that have to do with anything? If you do everything the same, remember that quote that says something like, if you do the same thing that you've always done, how do you expect different results? So when you look at things, it's going to feel riskier because it's different than the way that you approached it before. It may take you longer at first to get into it because it's something different, but it feels right. But it takes a moment to really get into it. And then it says, going for the quantum leap feels chancy because you're doing something so different than you've ever done to get to the point of something. You can see what that vision is. You know you're in the gap, and you can see what you think the end is. And then when you start going down that route, though, it may just be a little bit different than what you thought. What about that? Because then it's going to take and open up things. And it says, the biggest obstacle to overcoming the odds is never challenging them. So if you, and there's a whole another page that goes along with this. But if you don't overcome your obstacles, I know that we want to feel safety in this world and everything we do. But to feel safety, you want to feel some crazy stuff here with being raw, like really opening yourself up to get to your alignment. Because if you bring safety for yourself, it means actually that we don't have, follow me here, we don't have control over everything. And if we want to feel safe, sometimes we want to control everything and hold everything. And when we do that, it doesn't bring us to new things. It only brings us to the same stuff over and over and over again. How do we expect anything different if we do the same thing over and over again? So we have to create risk and raw in that space, like risk in our emotion. Maybe we even look like a fool for a moment because we think that we're a fool, but then you realize you're really not a fool if you do something new. And some other people may blast you if you do new things, you look different, you say something different. But the more that you take a step back and allow yourself to leap into those new areas that you thought you would never go into, but it just feels right but raw. It challenges you on that vision of, should I be doing this? And it's like, there's a reason why I'm doing this. So keep moving forward. And when you do that, oh, so many special things happen. Today's show is called Align Your Body, Mind, and Spirit with These Tools. So let's talk about these tools. If we work through the alignment pillar, and the Rhonda Lou Moxy Show has been going through each one, I want you to think about this with your journal today. Like, where am I going to go with all this? What am I going to do? Oh, it's all the gems that are coming out right now. So I have a great Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday is going to be incredible. Thursday's going to be ecstatically cool. Friday's going to be rock and roll Friday. Saturday, Sunday, I'm going to be at a different vibe. So I'm ready for the next Monday, the next Rhonda Lou Moxy Show, which will be going into safety again. And coming back around, we'll go into freedom. We'll start working up the freedom pillar. But what I want to say here is that if you use the 5 steps to really enhancing what your body needs and healing, that means speaking to your body nicely, saying to yourself, you got this. I got this. Saying to yourself, you got this. I learned that from my friend who passed away, Anna. She said, Rhonda, tell me I got this. Tell me I got this. Say, you got this. And I was like, so all in. I'm like, Anna, you got this. And she did. She kept growing and growing. And she did lose her life. And but while she was here, she learned a lot. And her kids got to watch a very strong mama. It was really, really cool to be on that journey with her. Whew. So she always wanted to hear, you got this. I'm like, yeah, I want to hear that too. That's my first step into healing. Feel how the body feels when you feel determined about being in a space where you trust yourself. Trust is a very big word, and it goes with you got this. Impact. You know that you are here to do stuff. I remember when I was younger, I'd always feel like I was lost, like I'm supposed to be somewhere else. This doesn't feel right. Where am I supposed to be? I'm not supposed to be right here. I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing in life. And these things kept coming up for me. And now I actually see it more than I did past years because I'm really reflecting on that uncomfortable feeling, thinking to myself, where am I supposed to be? Where am I? What, and I just kept getting inspired. So I knew that there was some type of impact that I wanted to do, but I want to bring that to you. When have you felt that? What impact are you here for? I'd love for you to add some information about you. Energy. To heal our body, we want the energy, the vitality to keep ourselves moving forward. That effervescent, bubbly, inspired, VIP space. Energy. Energy. I also want to feel, even if I got 10% of my goal for the day, I moved my day forward, my inspiration, where I'm supposed to be, a certain percentage of what it was relative to the day before. It adjusted and updated my identity for what the new things that I did. When I keep stepping into it, I want to feel successful. I don't want to push myself down and my body down because I didn't do exactly what I thought I was going to do before I really had all the information about how the day was going. How do we actually feel that we're moving projects forward? We're moving our life forward. We're moving our impact if we want out there in the world. We're moving things forward. So this is important to understand, where is your success? In my first book, The Fit Solution, with the double T, FITT, focus, integrate, transform, thrive, the 4 steps to having a very healthy, robust goal. That thrive is about celebrating. Where am I thriving? And normally we'll be like, oh yeah, I got that big thing done. Okay, time to move on. And it just feels right to move on. And it's like, what do you mean it's right to move on? No, it's not. Got to stop. We got to celebrate. We got to breathe. We got to get some water in us. We got to reset ourselves. Maybe go do a workout. Maybe do a stretch. Maybe meditate. But we want to love on what we were able to accomplish, whatever that thing is that we need to celebrate. And if we don't celebrate, this can really affect the healing in our body because we're constantly running at ourselves and allowing our head to hit the wall, just keep pushing and bulldozing to try and get what we want. And when I was younger, I would say I can always get what I want. And it was probably because I was aiming pretty low. I didn't know that I could get something that was more evolved. And I would work very, very hard, and I hit my head against the wall because I wouldn't give myself my time of stepping back. I would just work really fast and hard. And sometimes it wouldn't get me anywhere, but my body hurt at the end of the day. And I thought that was excellent when it really wasn't. I was really hurting myself. Ended up on thyroid medicine at age 29. And there's a whole story around that. And then alignment. I'm going to do a meditation for us today. Alignment is standing and knowing that you can trust yourself. You can love on you. From here, your nervous system calms down. As you breathe in, you can feel that your body is receiving the oxygen that's going to help the 74 trillion cells that are in the body. Now I'm ready to go. Now I'm ready to rock and roll. But it's like, what else do I need to do to get into that alignment, to keep myself moving forward? It's to allow things to happen the way that they should. Just let it like they should. Like, they don't want to control it. It's not a should. Allow things to be the way that they're going to happen. If you get out of your way, you will get more stuff done. And the way to test if you are in alignment is any relationship that you have close to you. Check in, see how you're showing up for the day. If you want to control what they're saying, or you get irritated by them, or you expect them to do something and they didn't do it, that means take a step back. Allow that person that you're close with, husband, wife, kids, friends, social media, allow things to be. So as you inhale, you bring and receive all the beauty of your health and wellness, the things that you know that if you calm your body will look younger and more vibrant, and you'll stop fighting with things. You'll get things done quicker, even though it looks like you're doing them at a slower pace, because you are methodically creating something that's powerful, that stands on its feet, the way that you can feel it. So any goal, any way you want to show up when you walk into a room, not being afraid anymore, being in true power. There's somebody who's been on our show, not the Rhonda Lou Moxy Show, but this show is sponsored by Fresh Talks Global Vision, another show that I do where I interview experts. Stephanie Cathan, she did an interview, but she was actually one of our shows, so there were like 4 other people. And she did a quote that I will remember. She goes, "If you only knew how powerful you are, you'd never live in fear, ever in your life." And I took that to heart. And when I feel fear, I do the best I can to step out of it and remember that quote. Thank you, Stephanie Cathan. So what do you want to do on this Monday? And you could be hearing this on any day, but you got your cycle of 7 days where we're building this resilient model. This is my global vision for everyone, is to find a base where you feel inspired. I call it hashtag speaker locking arms, that we bring our vocals and open them up because they've been shut down somehow. Maybe deeply shut down, maybe shut down and sharing with people how spiritual you are, what your views are on things. But you open the vibrato and you start sharing with people what your vision is. So this is my humanitarian project, is to open the voice, to stop the shaming and blaming. And that is where I want to infuse love into this world to be able to support this project. And I see this as a goal to be bringing people together. We just started putting the board together for this humanitarian project, hashtag speaker locking arms. If you want to partner with us in support of what our vision is, I'd love to hear what your vision is also. So you have a wonderful Monday. What we did is I was making sure that you got your journal, write everything down, that the vision, the ideas that you have. Ask me if you want this pillar. I will send it to you virtually. And we worked for the past 5 weeks on healing the mindset, the flow, the goals that you have, everything that you love is right on that healing pillar to relax the body. We talked about risks, making sure that you know that everything that you do may feel risky because it's new. Lean in and keep doing it. Have an insightful day. I will have some links if you want to get involved with some free things that we're doing. And that's it. I appreciate you. Have an insightful day. Namaste.